I just saved us. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm recording.
All right, say something.
Say something.
All right, good. All right. Go.
Welcome to WROL Broadcast. I am Hate Mail. With me today we have not Loot, but Burger,
What's up, guys?
Hawkeye,
Hey, everybody.
M4, the new Siege champion.
Oh, wait, I was on mute. I said hello. I wasn't being rude. I am here.
And we have special guest Windigrew.
Hello there, guys.
And this is the tier list. And we are talking about 37 toons today, and I'm not exaggerating. So buckle up, folks. This could be a long one. And yes, Pingzo, this is live, just so you're aware. All right, so let's get into the toon of the month. M4 as World's Finest, let's let you go first.
I think it's very obvious who the toon of the month is. He's also the best of the four. It's easily Black Lightning. He is amazing. Best single target heal in the game. He can hit hard, and I think I used him in all of my matches. All of them. I would be surprised if anyone else voted for another toon.
That's a good one. Burger, would you agree, disagree?
Oh yeah, 100% Black Lightning. Great tune. He kicked ass.
Windigrew, how about you? Who would you rate as the toon of the month for the Siege?
No contest. Black Lightning. He's just fantastic.
Hawkeye, do you have a different take, or is that who you'd vote as well?
I would agree 100% Black Lightning this month.
I was terrible at this Siege, and I would have to agree. He was the toon of the month by far. Really great character. M4, I see you took him RB5. Why don't we go ahead and just start with him? What would you rate him?
I am torn on this, but I have decided that he's an A tier toon, but he's just right on the cusp. I mean, if someone decides he's an A, what's at the S, I wouldn't be too opposed to it. Because he pops, he does like the heals and the turn meter up. And if you hit him, you're gonna get stunned, and he can get stun immune. It's just so many great things in his kit. So, yeah, he's an amazing toon.
Windigrew, I see you voted S. Why don't you sell your case for S tier?
Okay, so the reason I vote for S for him is that the last 3-4 months, we saw a downfall on Lex teams. We see that he's just not the leader he used to be. We favored Atrocitus, Darkseid, Enchantress much more than him because the long matches he used to sustain are just not enough for him to justify costs. Each turn he gets too slow for him to do anything for his team. And then that time you pass, Trigon is stealing your buffs, he's diseasing you out. And we just got Leg's best trait, the healing, in the form of Black Lightning. So I believe he does everything better than him. The healing, the sustain, the damage, even the purge, it's 6 buffs can miss instead of 4 buffs and can miss. And I agree with everything M4 said, but I would also add that he got the 5th legendary, where I believe it's bugged, but currently he's applying 30% remitter up at the end of each teammate's turn. So not only do you have a powerhouse for offensive teams and a very solid one for defensive teams, but also for perimeter control teams. And just, in my opinion, he can be lower than Lex. So if Lex is A tier, Black Lightning is A tier. If Lex is S, Lightning is S.
Yeah, we might have to talk about Lex today.
Lex is A.
So we'll talk about Lex. Actually, he's on our list to talk about today.
He is on the list. One of the 500 we have.
Yeah. So we'll go to it. To move this along rather quickly, since we do have 37, do either of you, because it looks like the rest of us voted A, I agree with that as well. Does anybody else have any comments on him before we move to the next character? I'll take that as a no. So Black Lightning has been reworked, moved to an A. Very solid character. I do agree with that. I think he is borderline S. I don't think he's quite S, but he's pretty good. All right, let's move on to Icon. Hawkeye, why don't we start with you? You voted B.
I mean, he's just a real solid tune. You know, I don't think that he's going to knock your socks off, but you know, he was my go-to tune for Siege. If I just needed to throw in another bonus tune that I felt the most comfortable with, the survival. So, you know, that just kind of lifted him to where if I can trust the tune in Siege to not die, you know, it's got to be above a B for me.
He's one of those characters I think would be really, really good at RB5. Like, just really solid character at RB5 because he's so tanky, but on defense especially, because he'd just be so annoying. Because I know there's some people that they don't. I've seen in the chats, especially the undergeared players, they don't have a way to deal with him. They just can't handle
kill
him.
him. Yeah, I've read that they couldn't kill Icon.
So I thought that was pretty entertaining. So he's a character I would like to RB5 one day, but once again, he's green, and you know, just I have so many greens. But
His stun is also permanent.
yeah,
He's
on
stuns
defense.
though. Hate mail, don't you love stuns?
that's true. He might make the list one day. We'll see. We'll see when his sale comes back around. I also need Olay before I could consider that. So, but anyway, Burger, any thoughts on Icon? I know you like him a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I love, like we talked about the other day, you know, I love Spanius too. It seemed like, I know obviously it's not 100%, but it definitely seemed like the vast majority of the time he's double hitting, vast majority of the time he was calling assist with each one of those. So it was a lot of fun, really difficult to kill. Really, if you have him down to like one versus him, in almost most cases, he's going to be able to stay alive. And so, yeah, I mean, he really, really strong tune, and I love the character for sure. But I mean, I think B is exactly where he belongs.
All right, let's move on. We got
He's a
to
taunt away from an A tier.
Yeah, he was really good. We'll do Rocket. I'm not going to vote because I have not used Rocket yet. Burger, you voted the lowest at C. Why don't you start?
Yeah, I mean, just again, it kind of goes back to, you know, she just dies constantly. And, you know, every time I use her, it seems like I'm like fighting to try to keep her alive. I mean, because it's kind of weird. Like you have her kit built to where you want her to get hit, so she's stacking a ton of strength ups, right? So that way she can go out there and nuke people. But you know, it's just I have the hardest time keeping her alive. And maybe it's just how I normally build teams, where I'm wanting like, you know, that pew pew and just, you know, knocking everybody out. But it's very difficult for me to keep her alive to get the benefit of her taking a couple hits to stack up all the strength ups in order to go out there and nuke somebody.
How about you, M4? What are your thoughts on?
Well, I streamed her on, I think, Monday, preparing to be disappointed because I just set the expectation low. I was like expecting her to not be very good, and then I used her, built a team that would allow her to take a hit and survive, and she was surprisingly good. Does she need support? Yes, but if you can get her hit and survive, she hits really hard. Just yeah, get her to survive. She can be your bopper. So yeah, perfect definition of a B tier tune, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with this getting a few B tier 2s. Windigrew, do you have any thoughts?
I was going to gear her. I saw him for stream. She's another backfire, another fire, just another high damage green. So I don't think she offers anything new to the table to gear her.
Yeah, she's just like Blackfire, except I really don't see any difference. They almost seem like the same character, except she can ignore wares.
And Blackflyer is crit immune.
Yeah, I love Blackflyer, but she could use a little bit. I think DCL Junk hits it right, just like dating. Have low expectations going in. So, Rocket will be a B. Let's move on to Stripe and Hawkeye. We will start with you.
It's a sad day. Stripe did get reworked, but even at RB5, he's not above C tier. They made the mistake of pulling the strength ups out of his kit. While he does stack up hit chance ups, most spies are over before you have a chance to have enough of them for that to make a difference. Overall, I think that he is improved from where he was, just not a huge jump, though.
I'm a little bit torn on whether I agree with that he's improved. I mean, I guess he's better, but at least when the old kit, when he got a kill, he would just go crazy, and now he doesn't do anything when he gets a kill.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, Hate. And in this regard, yeah.
I was tempted to put Trash again, but I think he probably is a C, but he's barely a C in my mind.
Yeah, he's really close, right? It's just that the Trash tier toons right now kind of like suck a lot more than he does, but yeah, he brings nothing to the table.
Wendigrew, I see you gave him a B.
I did not.
Well, that's what your score says.
No, I said a C. I think Hawkeye manipulated my score. But no, I believe, I agree with you. It's his chance up ramper. When in an era we have Connor Kent, who just can't miss, more damage, easy to ramp, actually ramps. So there's no point in bringing him. At the very least, he can get the kill. And when he jumps around, he can call assist. But what's the point? I have Connor. Even Peacemaker is better than him.
By the way, hey, you're looking at the community vote there.
I thought it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong.
No problem.
Yeah. Well, the community's wrong. So I don't know where they're getting B from. Like, he's not good at all.
Water wets.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Kyle Rayner, White Lantern. Burger, you gave him the highest score with an A, so let's hear it.
Yeah, I started actually using him a lot more, and maybe it's a little bit of siege bias on there, but cooldown on his 2 was, is pretty frequent, so I was able to use that regularly. Having the call assist like crazy. Really, like turn meter protection, like he does a lot of things pretty well, and he does them, just outside of leader, he does them well. And so, I haven't really used him a lot in prior sieges, and heck, even in raid most of the time I never even really use him. Never really use him in PvP, but I started using him just because he was like a standard team to knock through 27 PvP real quick, and I was doing that, wasn't having a ton of problems. He was who I was using on red alerts to knock through those things. And so I actually walked away a little more impressed. Like before, I absolutely would have voted him B, but now that I've actually been using him quite a bit, I think he's pretty good. And I have him L5, and he still does that. Like if you start high rebirthing him, I think it'd be really great.
Yeah, I like him. I don't think he's great personally. Yeah, in regular PvP, he was good for this siege, but in regular PvP, I'm not crazy about
To me, he makes any team better, and he doesn't need a lot of help.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. Hawkeye, you feel differently with a B?
Yeah, I just feel that he's a solid toon, but my biggest issue with him is he was squishy, and you had Canary and Stripe and Catwoman all running around this siege, which none of them are heavy hitters, but they still put him on his ass for me several times. So to me, I didn't quite
I
trust.
definitely couldn't do that.
I had it happen.
Anybody else have any comments on Kyle before we move on, looks like he is moving to AB.
Yep.
Still a great raid tune. S tier raid tune.
Oh,
A tier.
A tier. High A for raids. Some raids more so than others. Alright, looks like Black Canary's next on the list. I'm making the deciding vote between A and B. Ooh, this is a tough one. I'm really torn between A and B. Actually, before I make my vote, the community voted A. Looks like it's mostly B. I think I'm going to agree with B. Burger, you have A. Can you run through why you think she's an A over a B?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think maybe I am still thinking about whenever she was stunning as a buff.
Yeah, since that change, she's really come
But
down.
I mean, she still does do, pretty well. Like helping, control turn meter, stun. So I still do like her giving like the true sight to everybody. That's still, pretty unique and helps, in some cases, especially when you're trying to get to certain tunes that are protected, that you don't want to have ramp. But yeah, I could see her being either really low A or high B.
M4, any comments on her?
Yeah, I think because of that fix on the stun, that really take a hit on her stock, and then also just less reliance on taunters now in this meta. That also lowers her viability, because like he brings the true sight, but then no one's hiding anymore, right? So she's still good. It's just that it's hard to justify her to be a leader over the other great leaders in the game.
Historic goes, she's A, you guys are crazy. She was so good in the 5Cs matches that I played this month. Yeah, it's funny because, and the reason I think I agree with B is I started using her at the beginning of Siege, and then after a little while I realized I couldn't use her anymore. Like
Right, you just started using Icon Leader, right?
she wasn't usable. Like you ended up.
I used her in almost every match. The only person I used more than her was Black Lightning.
I just used Atrocitus lead.
You monster.
There's also the fact that this siege you had like 5 tunes that wanted to get hit, and she put the evasions, so you wouldn't get the stuns for Cyclone or the Black Lightning.
Yeah,
That was quite annoying.
It's also hard to use though, because you can't AoE, because when you use her AoE, she's gonna get stunned and she's gonna piss off Icon. And then also a lot of people use Cyborg Soups, who just destroys Canary.
As DCL Junk is sharing, she is really good with Cheshire and Trigon.
Who isn't?
Yeah,
You really want to put that team over the top. Throw Spectre in there.
Yeah. Or Black Lightning worked okay.
Sorry, I got a question for DCL Junk. But are you good without Cheshire and Trigon?
Who is?
Just that.
Yeah, I don't even know why we do tier lists anymore. We should just talk about those, about like 3 or 4 tunes, and that's it.
Yeah. I can.
Okay, right.
All right, looks like Black Lightning is dropping a peg, or Black Canary. She that's the other thing too, is she's like not that great outside of leader, and then you can't really use her as leader 90% of the time. So outside of this siege, I haven't reached for her one time for anything. Moving on, Cyclone. Wendigrew, why don't you start with her? Or you didn't vote. You don't. Do you have?
I don't have a gear that can give my experience when facing her. I got Felmast a couple of times in the board. He's RB5. The only problem she has is the stun she puts on when you hit her. Otherwise, it's just a cakewalk. But I can really see what she does.
Yeah, because on defense she doesn't use her 3. If she used her 3, it'd be scary as hell, like facing her on defense.
Hawkeye, you have her like RB5, don't you?
No,
that's Feldmast.
Wow.
That's I have definitely considered it. I think that she was probably my second most used toon this siege. Between being able to put the damage immunity out there, slow the enemy team down, having the secret can't miss on her basic. I think actually on her 3 too.
I think all her moves are
Yep.
can't miss.
Yep.
Was super, super valuable with Cheshire running around. Putting her and Cyborg Superman side by side made Cheshire almost non-existent as a threat for me in a lot of matches.
I really like Cyclone. She's one of my favorite characters in the game for some reason. I don't know why. I just like her kit. I like the way she's green, so I like greens. Just I don't know, something about her I really like. So I'm definitely voting A tier M4. You voted B, so I'm curious about that.
I mean, why would you bring Cyclone to a match? What
Can't
what
miss.
problem are
Can't miss, nukes reds, does high damage,
Protection.
She does a lot of good
Yeah,
stuff.
and nukes with an AOE, so it gets around anybody if they're trying to hide them.
okay? So that's probably why I see her all the time in PvP, right?
Nah, you
Well,
you
to
only
be
see.
fair, there's 4 tunes you see in PvP
Yeah, I
all the
was gonna
time.
say that doesn't even.
No, because if you see Cheshire and you want a green, right, to can't miss. Who am I grabbing? Like Cyborg Soups probably, right?
Cyber Superman, Eradicator, Starfire, Terra. You have plenty.
There. Yeah, so who is she really better than? It's not that it.
Well, that's why
when
she's.
we're talking.
You're comparing her to S tiers, though. She's not S tier. We're about an A.
All right, fine.
Well,
think
you got
of all
outvoted
those.
anyway, so it doesn't matter. You act
Alright,
like you
then
just
there
won
you
this
go.
siege and you know what you're talking about.
No, I want to vote A.
Defer to the people that ranked 30th.
All right.
No, we need to talk him into this. So we're not moving on until he votes A.
Hold on, I'll take care of that.
I mean, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. I just don't think she's an A.
Josh, it's probably for all the times that you called her a dork. Just doesn't want to do the job for you because you're so rude to her.
Josh says his cyclone isn't can't miss. So, all right, let's move on to Owlman, which looks like we're pretty all over the place. Looks like everyone voted C except M4, so we'll go back to you, M4, on this one.
I mean, if you want an off lead, let's see, an off lead Steppenwolf. He also got stat boosted. The only knock really on him is that his passive kind of sucks because it misses. But if you want turn meter, can't miss, helps your team hit harder. I mean, he's not a bad toon, right? I mean, I'm not
Sounds-
saying he's an A tier toon, but he's not C tier bad.
Sounds like the question.
I am outvoted here. I can just see the Owlman hate.
He
He needs
just,
a rework.
I want to like him. I mean, he's kind of representative of us, but he just stinks. He doesn't.
Yeah, but he doesn't C tier stink though.
I think he does. I don't know. I don't feel any improvement at all with his stat boost.
Yeah. But yeah, there's not enough there, I think, to warrant him being any better than this.
And we voted C before, so he just didn't get improved at all.
What he does is just you have Terra for the hit chance ups, you have Terra for the agility ups, you have the question for crit chance ups, antimeter up. There are just so many tunes that do his job much better.
Yeah, those
And
are
hit
A
harder.
tier. Those are A tier and S tier tunes. I'm gonna just flip your logic on you, right? I'm not saying he's A or S. He's a B
He's
tier
A.
tune. Yeah, I'm just saying B. Those
He's
you're
a-
comparing him to great tunes. Like he can do some of the things that they do. That sounds like a B to me.
But worse.
But yeah, I'm outvoted, so yeah, we can call him a C.
DCL Junk is on fire today. He's like the Owls, not as good as he used to be. That's a good one. All right. So, any other comments on Owlman? Looks like the community voted B. We're really diverging from the community today.
Next time, vote him for rework and not Cyborg Superman, please.
We don't vote on that. We're told who they are. Every once in a blue moon, we can kind of have a little bit of input, but it's very rare. Black Manta got stat boosted. We all voted B. He was a B. Anyone have any comments? We'll just move on from him.
Yeah, I mean, his stats just weren't moved enough to move him up to A tier. He was a solid toon to begin with, so there's no reason to move him down.
I agree with that. Huntress was a B. All of us voted B, except for our guest Wendigrew. Any comments on Huntress being
Yeah,
a B?
I played with her today, and I want to change my vote. She's a B tier. So I got very hyped when I saw her stat boost, but what I liked more was the bug fix, because now she can ramp, which was fantastic for her kit, but like you have so many others better nukes, and she's just not. I mean, heal immunity, you just don't see revives to justify that, so I decided she's B today.
Yeah.
Didn't she get stat boosted once before, or was that a rework?
No.
She got a rework.
She got a rework.
Oh, okay.
And then a recent stat boost. Yeah, just kill the toon. So you don't need Huntress to mop up, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, she's a solid B in my opinion.
Yeah.
I voted wrong B. Next up on the list is Catwoman. Stat boost definitely helped, because I would have voted C this month if she didn't get a stat boost. But like if we would have brought her up, but I think in the stat boost she's a solid B. Burger, you think she's a C?
Yeah, I mean, like, she does some things well, right? And, you know, sometimes it's annoying if she stays alive. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not that impressed with her.
Pingzo says she's trash. It's funny, I used her a lot this siege, actually.
Well, you have her RB5.
Yeah,
so
that's
true.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
I did use her a lot early on.
Yeah, I think I used her twice.
Well, she's good against Trigon because she'll
Yep.
get rid of that stupid death immunity. So,
Yeah.
with her basic and that Atrocitus lead. So, all right. Any other comments on Catwoman?
I kind of wish she was a bit slower, because if she was 122, for example, she could have countered Superman much better, because she's equal speed and he taunts, you push her buffs, and then he goes again and gets them again.
Yeah,
That would have
everybody.
been nice.
I agree with you there. Everybody wants tunes to be faster all the time, and there's a lot of times where you don't want the tune to be faster.
Yep.
But there's certain people in a certain group that keep voting for higher speed, higher speed, higher speed. Next on the list, Captain Cold. It looks like we all voted B. Any comments on Captain Cold?
His problem is survivability. He's a toon made to be hit, and he just can't heal, can't get good immunity, can't get shields. Eventually, what he does is going to run out. So he may be good paired with Alan Scott, Supergirl, and those tanky toons, but in this meta, he has no place, sadly.
I heard he's good with Trigon.
Yeah, I bet so.
And Cheshire.
Do we want to wait to talk about Indigo 1? Because she was reworked.
yeah.
So let's just not even touch that one. And same with Mary Shazam.
Yeah, they were here because they were bug fixed. I guess they got the bug fix while they were reworking.
Yeah,
her, so
they did. So we'll
them
just skip
just to-
those. So I'm just going to take these two.
Someone was gonna ask you for an early vote anyway, but why not just like?
Yeah, but I don't think we've played with them enough to give them a good vote. So we'll just skip
Fine,
them
all
this month, because we normally don't do that, and I don't want to confuse people.
Okay, that's not then.
All right, Dawnstar. So she had her bugs fixed, and isn't like her bugs fixed made her significantly worse, in my opinion. You have her as an A, Wendigrew. with her bug
I
fix?
mean, yeah, the bug fix, what did is just lower her damage a ton, which was broken, so it's fine. But what she brings to the table is still very nice. I mean, I guess Enchantress teams or Lex teams, she's going to be untouchable and spam you with hitches downs, and she's going to use her basic. I would recommend she would be much better if you don't take her second legendary, because I hate these non-damaging moves that become damaging moves and procs all types of retaliations. But she's not bad. I mean, she counters decently, but there's a point M4 made earlier about Black Canary. There's no counters anymore. So I can definitely see a B tier for her. In my opinion, she's a little bit higher than that, because in B tier we have some toons that are much worse than her, but I can see it.
Burger, you have her as a B.
Yeah, I mean, she's fast, which is nice. I like retaliations and stuff. But yeah, she was really great whenever she was bugged, right? But I mean, she's good, but that's it.
Hawkeye,
It's
any?
the same. Oh, sorry.
Well, because she's got wings, I had to go to Hawkeye.
She was graded high just because of her bug for the most part, so it makes sense that she would be dropping. I debated still leaving her in the A tier. She does do a lot of things super well still, but I just think with where the meta is, I just think that she probably fits better in with the B tiers.
Yeah, Almost Deaf makes a good point. If she had better posture, we should probably be an A tier, but that desk job kills her. M4, you had a comment?
Yeah, her biggest problem is kind of like Canary. She's faster than Shiva. Can give the true sight to like some of those faster toons, right? But then again, you don't need it because nobody uses Taunter. They just use Enchantress or Atrocitus, where you can't outspeed them anyway. So, and you're not killing any of them. So, when the meta shifts to tanks again and Taunters, her stock would rise. She'd be a much better toon. I mean, really fast, the fastest toon in the game. Put her with Lex, and then you can just get going, outspeed people. So, but until then, she could be tier 2.
Alright, let's move on. She moves down to a B. I don't think we need to talk about Enchantress. The bug fix didn't change anything, really. Everybody keeps the same score.
She's better, actually.
Yeah. But I guess we could leave it on yes, but I'll just put it an A. If anybody has a comment they'd like to make, but
Oh, we're talking about Enchantress. Nobody voted S, right?
no, everybody kept her A, so we'll just skip. Cheshire had some bug fixes that make her a little less insane, but she's still S.
No, she's back. She's back.
Yeah. So
that was only one day, so she's still S tier.
So yeah, she's still the bane of the universe. Her and Trigon. So doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon. Parallax looks like, didn't he get fixed and then he broke again right away?
He was never fixed.
Okay.
Yeah, they said he was fixed, but it didn't take.
Okay, so let's just not even count him on this list. Clayface, I don't know. We're voting him back to C? Is that what's happening? Okay, so you have B M4, so let's hear.
Yeah, I mean he was C because he was broken. Like the timing was off. The synergy with Batwoman was off. But now he's back to the way he was. So I just don't get the hate, guys.
Okay,
Oh, we voted trash on it?
Yeah, we voted trash last month. So.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, you were the one that led that charge in for.
Yeah.
Well, because he was broken. The thing he was supposed to do, he couldn't do. But now he's fixed.
Yeah, he's supposed to tank, and he dies instantaneously.
let me put it
To
this way.
everyone.
You think a green villain who has only one purpose, to enable a very strong red, is a B tier toon, even though his kit is outdated? and he doesn't protect. He just dies to anything, and he's detrimental to your team.
Okay, so the same applies to him. Applies to the Donatroid. You don't bring them to protect your team. They suck at it. He's there to provide those juicy invisibilities that Nightwing needs. If you use both of them together,
Somebody needs to answer their phone.
they will.
Yeah, no. What is it?
They will be both invisible, and then you can't get retaliated on by Cheshire or like even Trigon. So there's still some usage. It's not like we're saying that he's great or amazing. He has a place in your roster.
We're talking about Clayface, TCL junk.
Yeah, Clayface.
Yeah, just
Yeah, well, he's C tier, so he's a little better than Trash.
and whoever's calling is not giving up.
He does have his
Where's
use, though. The Batman synergy with Red Hood and Canary is fantastic.
Give me a second. That was me.
Did somebody fall asleep or something? It sounds like the alarm going off.
It's like non-stop. All right, Terra. Oh gosh, we want to move her down to an A. What?
I don't.
So the problem is that now she's broken, and her T0 move is now very delayed, so she can counter any T0 debuff, including in the range from Harley. And when she's with Clayface or Nightwing, if she's on the right, so under one of those two, she won't even use the move. So she became so much worse. Like Nightwing is one of her best synergies because he provides the awareness. Because even at RP5, she's so squishy that if the one toon that actually makes her better now she just doesn't work with, there's not much left. And she can do the job she was designed with, which was protect from T0 debuffs.
Hawkeye, you also agree with this A tier?
Yeah, between the bug and the one thing that she's known for is the debuff immunity, and unfortunately, the Terra of DCL right now is known for ignoring that. So between that and then also giving Trigon debuff immunity, she's just became a real hindrance to fighting the meta. So I do think she's fallen out of S tier.
Burger, you disagree.
Yeah, I mean, like I know, obviously Trigon can grab onto that stuff, but it does actually. She actually still does protect you a little bit from Trigon, at least early on. So you have a chance to not have things stack up like crazy on top of you. But still, I mean, like look at all the stuff that she does bring. I mean, like granted, yeah, maybe if you run against a Harley and her passive, does proc and you do get enraged. I'm not that worried about it. I mean, if she goes, she's can't miss. So, but at the same time, she's enabling everybody else to have the hit chance up. So, I mean, I still think when you look at her kit, adding shield, she still purges herself. If she does start doing anything, she hits pretty hard on her 3 and her 1, even whenever you're considering L5, her L5 versus others that are L5. I mean, I don't. Her kit's still very relevant, and yeah, I mean, like there's bugs. I mean, DCL only has a few of those, but I say when you look at everything that she does, her kit's really strong, and she's still a really great toon. There's nobody that does what she does better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
She makes any team that she's on is better.
Yeah, I definitely agree with this. She's still
She
S.
makes any team that she's on better for one turn, and then she dies. That's my problem with her.
Mine doesn't
I
die.
have her RB5, and she always dies.
Well, it looks like we got outvoted, Burger. It's a close one, but we got outvoted.
No, because loot. What's that loot you say? You're voting right now? Oh.
Oh yeah, Luke voted. Why didn't Luke vote? I thought he voted.
I thought.
I don't know if he plays
too,
DC
but-
Legends anymore.
He's definitely been sick, so.
Yeah. He's always sick, but. All right, Batman TDK. We just kept him B. No changes there.
Yep, he's fixed, but then he's still kind of.
He still
niche,
stinks.
so.
He's barely a B. Aqua Girl. I always liked her, but yeah, definitely still a B. No changes. I don't even know what they fixed on her, to be honest with you.
What did they fix with Tula? I forgot what they fixed. Yeah, but I did test and she's like, yeah, she's almost the same.
Stitch.
Ooh, this one is like.
Stitch is really good. I'm surprised at how good Stitch is. Borderline S.
Yes, I would agree to that. I won't torn on
Yep.
this one.
I mean, I voted A because I don't think Stitch is quite an S tier character, but Stitch is good.
Yeah, Stitch. If Stitch came out and not bugged, definitely RB5 for me.
Yeah. We have a few others on the list that I think we need to talk about. I will reluctantly agree that Hawkgirl is a B tier character because I can't remember the last time I used her. She's pretty unusable in the current meta.
Yeah,
Looks like
super
everyone
squishy.
voted.
Yeah.
Yeah, super squishy. Just needs a rework. Actually, stat boost might make Hawkgirl halfway decent. Like that's a decent
I would agree
that's
to
a
that.
decent stat boost character. I think I'm gonna start chirping about that. Dove looks like another one I can't argue with a demotion. Burger, you have a C. Wow. I don't know if I'd go that far, but definitely a B. Do you have any comments on her,
Interesting
Burger?
case.
For C, for Dove?
No, I'm just not a big fan of her. I mean, like she's okay at times, but I don't think there's ever a time where I see her on the other team that I'm like, oh, like that worries me, or oh no, like I can't believe she's over there. What am I gonna do? I mean, she's a little annoying, obviously if she's retaliating and evading and stuff, but I don't think she's very good.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I never really liked her to begin with, but Atom Smasher looks like we have a couple votes. Burger wants to keep him A. Other people want to vote B. I think I could go B on him. He's not that good.
I mean, he's good. It's just that he has two. It's like he has two kits and they're arguing with each other.
Yeah.
One wants to get hit, the other one wants to not get hit. So make up your mind. If his kit
Yeah,
was
that's
a little
fair.
bit more coherent, then he could be an A.
Next on the list is Mongul. I kind of still like him. Well, I don't know. Actually, I could see B.
Yeah,
He's
I
not
took
quite
him
an A.
RB5. Yeah, I took him RB5.
Yeah, me
and
too.
kinda like,
Yeah, and kind of disappointed that I used him. Any other Mongol thoughts, Burger? You still have him in A?
Yeah, I mean, I again, like he's fun. He's a fun tune. He protects everybody against stun. I know it's hard because the meta right now, there's nobody out there trying to have a nuanced match, right? Like, oh, am I going to stun somebody unless you're trying to get to Trigon real quickly to stun him? But I still think, again, like he makes his team better when he's on it. Anything outside of the current meta, and I think you'd be seeing him a lot more, like if we were a lot more balanced. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not balanced right now, and it's really hard to justify him taking a leader spot.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of feels like a titty tune, though. B tier. So.
I would agree, he's fun though. Yeah, the
Yeah,
situations
that's what I mean.
when you can
Fun
bring it, he's
character.
really good.
Can't really bring him. Next on the list is Flatline. Looks like we all vote B. I never thought she was an A to begin with, so I don't think I voted A.
Well, I think at the time she came out, there's still not a whole lot of the new modern
Sept-
stats. So
September.
Yeah, so everyone that had like oh, she does damage, oh, she does this. But now everyone is kind of like starting to get to be on par at that level. So now you're gonna see like, okay, you got the damage, you got the bleeds, and then what else?
I mean, the stamina ups are quite good at the end of her turn for all of the allies. It's a free heal and more tanky, but yeah. For raids, it's good though.
So yeah, B. Next one is an interesting conversation. Is Question.
Yeah, I like Question.
I'm surprised. In Inform, I'll let you go first because I'm surprised at your A vote because I still think she's S tier. I mean, I used her a lot this siege.
I am torn because like she's really really good.
I mean, she swings a match big time.
She does, especially on defense, right? Like it's if you see her and you don't account for her, like she's gonna destroy your team. With the turn meter up, the purges. Am I convincing myself that she's an S tier too?
Yeah. I
yes, you are.
I think you need to just change that vote now. Leave her where she belongs.
All right, fine. I'm gonna be swayed by myself to be S tier too. Fine, go back. All right, there you go.
Even chat. I mean, looking at everyone's like.
Yeah, she's.
I mean, we've been a little controversial today. That might be pushing it. Now we if we changed her down off an S, people just be like, you guys are just trying to be shock jocks here.
All right, what are we? What's next?
All right, so moving on, Superman. Oh my God, some of you fools want to move him down off S.
Yeah, that's great.
M4.
Stoops. Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it. I mean, it's not going to happen, but let's hear it.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's just that. It's just because of the current meta. You have to rank them against like the current field, right? It's not that they're suddenly bad. It's just that you're comparing them against the field, against the meta. And one of the most annoying things is that Trigon stealing Superman's that and damage immunity just makes it annoying. Although, yeah, he's still very good against the Cheshires, but then again, Cheshire always comes with Trigon, so like I don't want to use Soups. But
Not only Trigon, but also like Atrocity to Supergirl often come with Spectre. So Supergirl gets a kill, Spectre pushes his downs, he's out there in the open.
Yeah, but you guys are talking about 3 toons versus 1.
you mean the three? Yeah, the
Yeah,
three tunes
I mean,
that's
yeah,
always
we
around.
Like we can't start saying, "Hey, if they go against these 3 toons, what's going to happen?" Like he's a great toon. He does a ton of stuff. I don't want to. I don't know if we need to sit here and say, "Hey, if they run against a team versus Superman, that there's almost any toon that's going to lose 1 versus 4."
Yeah, Superman's so good still. Like, I mean, he's got some counters, but he's still amazing.
I mean, really, I was almost with him for just because of he just feeds Trigon so much, and that's he's probably one of the single most prevalent toons in the game right now.
But he's also can help handle Trigon if he's able to stun and do that regularly.
Yeah, I mean, I use Superman teams. Like, those are the ones I feel the safest using most of the time, if I'm not using a net Atrocitus team. I mean,
Yeah, he's still very good. I mean, I'm not gonna lose sleep if he stays an S. I just think there's a lot of better S's right now.
the next one we needed to talk about, and I'm very glad you guys came to your senses, because freaking Penguin. I got more people reach out to me asking why on earth we think Penguin's S tier.
He was S when he came out.
He was not S when he came out. He's not. He wasn't S last month when we brought him up, or the whatever month.
No, he oh, was he? Yeah.
We brought him up, and everybody voted S again, which I just didn't understand. I never, ever, ever see anyone use them. Ever. And that's been for like 3 months now.
Well, because speed kills right now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like his one benefit is he's the fastest character. I don't even think he's A. I mean, he should be a B tier character.
That's crazy.
I mean, he purges. I mean, helps control the match.
He misses when he purges, and then
he does.
He
always
still steals.
He immediately dies to Superman, and then dies to disease after.
Like all Reds do. So
yeah, but I mean, he just exactly. This is why he's an S tier, and why Penguin is not. Nobody goes, I need to bring Penguin to this match ever.
Disagree. I regularly bring Penguin to deal with Spectre.
Nobody deals with Spectre anymore. Spectre's not even around.
Spectre is still around. You're insane if you're going to tell me Spectre's not around.
No, I'm just kidding.
My vote here, I moved him down to an A. I'm just kind of admitting a little bit of RB5 bias with that. I think at RB5 he is definitely S tier. But I can definitely see how folks do not think that he's S. Yes.
I have him RB5, and I don't think he's S tier anymore.
So he moves to an A. Let's move on to Lex Luthor, Survival Support Suit, which it took me a long time to come around to this one too. But I will concede, I think he's A as well now. Hawkeye, you're the lone S supporter.
I still think that he single-handedly props up more toons than any other toon in the game. Just for that alone, you put him with any team that does any amount of buffing, he's going to make the team better. With toons like Cyborg Superman, I think that he still has a lot of value. I just think, going fast and going more often can be less beneficial now. That's the only reason why I, would even think about putting him down to A tier, but I still think that he has a place.
I don't know. I mean, mine's RB4, and I can barely keep him alive a lot of times in order to get that benefit.
I can't tell you the last time I've used him, so I couldn't tell you. But
it's kind of the same case of the other toons you mentioned, because right now the meta doesn't favor Lex, but maybe in the future when Trigon, Cheshire, etc. go a bit down, he'll rise again. His skill is fantastic, but right now he's outshined by so many other leaders, and in my opinion, by Black Lightning.
all right, looks like he moves down to an A. I agree. He's still very good. I mean, he's a high A.
Oh yeah, for sure, he's still good.
Just not quite S.
Better than.
No, he does have a badass kit, for sure.
Yeah, he does.
Next on the list is Punchline. Actually, I see you guys all voted B. I actually kind of think she's still A personally, but I don't really use her that much, so I don't know.
Me and Tutti and Hawkeye was talking about her last night on the RB5 showcase, and we both have her RB5, and why do we even need to bring Punchline anymore? Like the diseases, you can get them elsewhere.
I mean,
like in Indigo 1 now, hard counter her too.
Yeah, because she doesn't put up. Before she was amazing, right? The amount of disease is perfect. She just needs to stand there, but then other toons just stand there and just hands out way more diseases. Tankier than her, has more survivability. It's not that she's bad or got worse. It's just other toons came out that does what she does a lot better.
Yeah, I mean she does with the immunity, which is good.
Yeah, the early buff immunity is great, but
and that's not fixed. Because it used to be cut miss for the buff immunity, and December, now it's not cut miss. So she could have countered Cheshire a bit, because it's a third turn buff immunity, but now not even that.
Yeah, she used to be scary, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
not anymore.
All right, moving on to Ultraviolet Lantern John Stewart. Looks like everybody's voting B except Hawkeye. He's kind of a softie today.
Yeah, Hawkeye, why?
I enjoy the Ultraviolet. John Stewart's good. I just think that he's a lot of fun to play with. When that stun triggers, it's a complete game changer.
But what if he doesn't?
Yeah.
I think he still has unbelievable survivability.
I like him a lot, and I voted A historically, but I have to say I have to move to B here myself because he's not consistent enough on anything to warrant an A, except survivability. He's good, and he's a high B. He's not a low B character, but
Yeah.
just I don't know, like there's just no place for him right now in the current meta at all.
Right. If you're going to swing for like the Trigon to stun and you miss, like you're not very good, right? You just cost your team victory.
Any other comments on Ultraviolet John Stewart? Alrighty, moving on. Jesse Quick, more like Jesse Slow. And I never liked her. I never understood the hype, so
I like Jessie.
I
It's
fully
just
agree
that
with the B tier.
she's just not that great right now, but she was great when she came out.
Yeah, I never saw it personally.
Well, because you don't like evasion.
Yeah, I mean,
Evasion never worked for you. That's why you hate her. But I don't know, she was really good. Like speeds herself up. Evasion for everyone. She's pretty good.
yeah, I guess. Any other comments on Jesse?
Oh, I think that pretty much covers her.
Captain Adam, last on the list.
But hate before you go to Captain Atom, let's
Mm-hmm.
make sure to go back to Stitch. There's a lot of questions there because we just glossed over Stitch. We didn't really say why we didn't think she's an decent dearness.
Well, she wasn't S before. We voted A and she was A. But we can go back to her. Let's just do Captain Adam real quick and we'll go back to Stitch to end the show. So it looks like everybody's moving him down to a B. I could stay A personally, but I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna
It's the
lose sleep
same
over
as
it.
Punchline. Punchline and Captain Atom were the Cheshire and Trigon for disease a few months ago. It's just that right now that combo is like really outclassed.
Also, like he was on the first tunes that got the modern stats, and now we have so many other blues who can kill him, like Manta
Oh,
B3
yeah.
and dies
Yeah.
to everything right now.
Yeah. I have him RB5 and it's hard to keep him alive. It's really hard, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lose sleep over him going to B, so I get it. All right, I guess we have to go back to Stitch because they don't want us to think we hate non-binary people, so we don't get canceled. So let's talk about.
Oh,
Stitch.
I love Stitch. I love Stitch. But here's my
Real
question.
quick.
So,
Real quick before we get back into Stitch, I just told Historic I would plug this for him. In the dojo, there is a new chat called Oracle Support. Historic is working with a bunch of folks to build a new site for the game, and he is requesting information. If you are somebody that might have tunes that aren't geared or at certain gear levels, building to certain gear levels, he could definitely use the information. So feel free to stop by there. You can also DM myself, Historic, if you need any help for what we're looking for.
Thank you, Historic. That is amazing because we need that site.
excited, you can reach out at the dojo. There's a channel.
Yeah, so if you're not in
Under-
our Discord, the M4's Dojo Discord, that's where we have everything. We have like 87,000 channels that I actually don't argue against because they actually serve a purpose. So, yeah, come join
Except for
us.
their Snap channels.
So what was the questions about Stitch?
Why is Stitch not S tier? Maybe we start with Hawkeye, because Hawkeye, you have Stitch at RB5.
Um, at RB5, Stitch is 100% S tier. Stitch is able to delete almost any toon in the game. The spammable AoE is so good. The heal, once they fix the heal, is actually, it's almost lightning good, to be honest with you. Plus, you get the awareness with it. The out of turn attacks.
I thought you said the
double
heal. I thought Stitch was like standing funky or something.
No. To me, Stitch, is definitely an S tier toon.
Why didn't you vote S on?
Why did you vote at L5?
I'm trying to. If I have a tune that's RB5, I will sometimes go with where everybody else votes, especially with somebody that only I have RB5.
I haven't used enough Stitch to really have a strong opinion, especially since the bug fix. But I have faced Stitch a few times and have been shocked at how scary Stitch can be.
Yes, and here's a revelation. No, I did say that last night. I used my L5 Stitch over my RB5 Darkside a few times, more than a few times in Siege.
Whoa.
The past.
May I say something about Darkseid? At L5, he's A tier.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, it takes him a while to bop because he needs that ramp, right?
Yep. It's squishy too.
So again, the question is asked, what's holding Stitch from being S tier?
I think one thing you got is you have Cheshire running around still. Stitch does not deal with Cheshire well.
Yes.
And then also, after Supergirl teams can still, depending who they're stacked with, handle Stitch pretty well.
The one thing I don't like about Stitch is the randomness of the basic, but also that's the one thing I love about it. Those like.
We might have to revisit Stitch at the end of the month. I want to play with Stitch a little more.
So even if I vote S, I'm leaning towards it. I don't think it's going to change the ranking.
Well, there's only
month, right?
there's 5 A's and.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna vote S. Maybe Hawkeye would vote S, but then we're still gonna be outvoted on A. So maybe next month. Maybe if once Hate Mail decides to play the game again and use Stitch.
I haven't. I've been bad about playing with the newer characters. Much.
So
I'm gonna go S tier.
All right, there you go. I'm gonna vote S tier as well.
Doesn't do us any good, but I'll still pull the trigger on it.
Yep, and the important thing is that this spreadsheet is accessible to the public, so they'll know who has sense and does not.
One of the things I absolutely love about Stitch is several times last siege, Stitch was just taking out high RB cyborg Supermans with the double pop.
Oh crap!
Yes, that's what I've been using.
I forgot the raid for like the last 20 minutes.
That's okay. Our leader is gonna forgive you.
Where did Burger go? Is he still here?
Yeah, I'm raiding.
Oh, what? Can you be?
Going for that slapper.
Well, can you be swayed on Stitch? Is the question.
So I've probably only used her, maybe like 30 or 40 times. So, I mean, from what I see, she does do a lot of great things. I mean, like a lot of great A-tunes do, like all A-tunes make their teams, inherently better, right? And so that's how I kind of look at it. And so, I like her a lot, but yeah, I just don't. I have a Rail 5, and so I don't have her like rebirthed and everything. And so she can take on an L5 cubes, but like most mystics can take on energy. I So I mean, I don't know if that necessarily makes the argument for me, but yeah, I mean, right now I just see her as an A. I mean, she's good, very good. I mean, high A, but yeah, I don't see her as S right now.
All right.
I'm actually I'm playing a match with her right now against an all blue team. That's not Trigon, just to see.
Okay.
And her AOE did nuke almost the entire team, which kind of impressed me.
Yeah, because of that. Where's that good move? Where's that? Intops here.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna do it. That way DCL Junk doesn't cancel us.
It took all of one match for it.
That's all it took. One match. Let's go S.
Change mine too. She's fantastic. I mean, let's be honest.
Everyone just turned on Burger.
I mean, mine is L3, and she still destroys everything on her path. She's got the heal, the double pop on basic, the AoE. She feeds herself with in-downs to the enemy team, in-tops to herself. Her kits does not have any contradictions, unlike other steers. So yeah, just...
How many times did we judge people today based off the current meta? And she cannot wreck the current meta.
Luke just voted S tier, Burger.
Wait, I think he actually just changed his mind based off what I said. I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me. Like, I feel like if we're gonna judge one toon and say, hey, there's 3 toons that can take them out, or against the current meta they can't do it. Like, we need to do it against everybody. And I mean, I just don't see her being dominant against current meta.
She can hold up against Trigon, just not the other one.
Yeah, but you bring Terra or Question, and she's going to do damage to her.
Oh, there's a question from Satan.
Loot said he's backing the truck up for...
Is Spectre A tier now? No. No,
Come on.
thinks it Swiss Army knife that the size of a machete. So like, nope.
It's funny how he became like a balanced tier toon. It's just what I wanted.
Just because of the other ridiculousness.
Yeah, exactly. We thought he was ridiculous, and now we see all these new crazy kids, and he's the finest tier.
All right. So it looks like we're not gonna get canceled. Hate was properly swayed enough to swing the vote.
All right.
All right. We survive another month.
Another month down, folk. Let's not do any siege tournaments this month.
Never again.
Never again. I think I'm supposed to send money to somebody.
Probably me.
Oh yeah, I owe M4 also.
I don't think it was M4. It was some other person.
Oh no, you pick. Chosen probably picked someone for you. I don't know who he picked.
Oh, I don't even know that person, so I'll just wait till somebody reminds me.
I'll remind you. It's either Purge or Scorpio. One of those two.
Yeah, I owe M4 money, so don't let me forget M4.
That's all right.
Josh is recovering. He's covering after my tantrum. What's his tantrum?
Oh,
whenever he lost it in the group chat.
Oh.
It'll be easy to find because there wasn't anybody else talking in there except for Josh and me a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I blame Chosen for his poor leadership.
I already sent the money, Josh.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's it. We will wrap it up. Amazingly, we gained listeners towards the end instead of losing them.
Yeah.
So.
Don't forget Oracle support. Oracle needs your support so
Please.
we can get the site out sooner.
Oracle needs to walk again, so give some support.
No.
Hey, guys.
Now we're getting cancelled.
Oh, there's a tornado warning again where you live. M4, go take cover.
I will. All right. I guess I need to go down.
All right. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for listening.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
See you guys.
See ya.
For anyone still learning how to be an adult, if cheese has mold on it, you should throw it out. You can also become an adult by becoming a Patreon. Become a Patreon today and get special perks like Patreon-only episodes, early reviews, and content based on your requests. Just go to patreon.com/WROL broadcast.